Well, howdy, taxpayers. I'm joined today by Lieutenant Governor Patrick, Speaker Phelan, as well as members of both the Texas Senate and Texas House to sign an historic piece of legislation. But we must make no mistake. There really is only one reason why we even have the ability to pass the legislation that we did. And that's because of the hard-working men and women across every corner of the entire state of Texas. It's the oil field workers, it's the farmers and ranchers, it's the restaurants, it's the truck drivers, it's the small business owners, the entrepreneurs that call Texas home. Businesses large and small, some of which started last year, others of which started last century, but all together, because of their tireless work, they spurred records in the Texas economy, making Texas #1 in the United States of America for the most new jobs added. #1 for record economic growth, making Texas now the 8th largest economy in the entire world. But related to this event today, a record amount of revenue for the state of Texas, revenue that led to a record budget surplus. And one thing about the people on the stage and members in the House and Senate who could not be here today, we know whose money that is. That money belongs to the taxpayers, and we are giving it back to the taxpayers of Texas. If you were to go back and remember or see what I said in my State of the State address back in last February, I said that this session we would cut taxes by $15 billion. Well, because of the work put in by Lieutenant Governor Patrick, Speaker Phelan, and members of the Texas legislature, they were able to do even more. The laws I am about to sign provide for $18 billion in tax cuts in the state of Texas. Which includes the largest property tax cut in the history of our state. School property taxes will be slashed. Your homestead exemption will rise to $100,000. Our senior homeowners will be protected from being priced out of their homes. More was done for small businesses also because the exemption for the franchise tax will double, saving many small businesses from having to pay any franchise tax at all, or even having to file for franchise taxes in Texas. And this legislation will usher in a new era of appraisal reforms in the state of Texas. These monumental accomplishments were achieved because of the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker working together, and the House and Senate coming together to ensure Texans the tax relief they desperately deserve. So give it up for the Texas House and Senate for working together and getting this to my desk. But before I sign this, I'm going to pass it off next to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Thank you, Governor. Welcome to a county that I called home for quite a while and still live pretty close by. You know, when I go to other states, I was down in Florida to speak at a big conservative legislative convention a few weeks ago, and when we talk about cutting property taxes by $18 billion, which to my belief, and I think we should contact Ripley's Believe It or Not, I did that once, and they actually took my idea. I said Dave Ward was the longest-serving anchor ever, so they do listen occasionally. He was for 50 years in Houston. I believe this is the largest property tax cut in the history of the world.
No.
Because if you think about it, most governments don't even have $18 billion. And those who do have never cut their property taxes anywhere near that. So this is such an incredible day. And I don't think, there may be a few of you in here that were with us on the bus in 2003, but Senator Betancourt and myself, long before I was in office, we went to Austin for the first time ever to testify before a committee on property taxes. So this has been a long 20-year battle for the two of us, but for all of you as well. Together, you made this happen. You contacted your senators, you contacted your representatives, our offices. That's how government works. When I'm at this convention speaking to these other states and they say, how do you do that? It's easy. We have you. We have 29 million Texans, and that's the reason we have the most conservative government in the history of the world. While we're the #1 job creator, now the 8th largest economy in the world, we are special because we have 29 million special people. And so thank you. This all goes to you. And I'm going to turn this over to Senator Betancourt. We worked tirelessly. I want to thank, I know Will Metcalf is back here, and Morgan Meyer and the speaker, and many others, Brandon Creighton, Donna Campbell, where's Lois Colcourse, and all of the great Republicans, and some Democrats who also helped us along the way as well. This was a team effort. You don't... You know, I think the other Democrats need to listen to those Democrats. It'll be a good thing. But anyway, I want to turn it over to some of the facts and figures and how it's going to work, because this takes place this year, because I know you're all going to go out and vote for it in November. Senator Betancourt.
Thank you. We couldn't give it today to the speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I'll be brief. I'm not going to get in between Mr. Betancourt and the details here. But I would say I was at a conference last week, too, and the Florida delegation, including the Florida House Speaker, were bragging about their $2 billion tax rebate. I wasn't going to say anything, but I said, that's cute. But everything in Texas is bigger, including our tax reform. But I do want to thank the governor, who made a promise over a year ago to return the bulk of this historic surplus back to the folks who deserve it the most, which are the taxpayers of Texas. I appreciate your leadership, your steadfast focus, Lieutenant Governor, for working with us in the House to get us to the best product that we could get to. It took a little time, but what we deliver to the taxpayers is the best product from both chambers, and all the ideas that the governor laid out just now are going to impact your pocketbook. You're going to feel it. You're going to actually see it. And so it's just it's a pleasure to work with the Senate and the governor's office, and Mr. Metcalf and Mr. Meyer and all my House members back here. We'll almost have a quorum, by the way. Don't get any ideas. Thank you all for being here. Congratulations. But one thing I ask of you is on November 7th, you have to vote to approve this. You get the final say. So I expect this to be the highest passing constitutional amendment, Prop 4, the highest passing constitutional amendment in the history of the state of Texas. So please get out on November 7th and vote for Prop 4. Thank you.
Now, Senator Betancourt.
Well, the details of what you're voting for is simply the largest tax cut in the world. And that's $18 billion that turns into over $1,300 for every homestead. Every home in this state that qualifies for homestead gets 5.72 million homeowners, gets over $1,300. But wait, We're not done yet. The over 65s get almost $1,500, $1,485. But wait, we're not done yet. You know, half of the businesses that were paying franchise tax, or 40% of them, don't pay anymore. But wait, we're not done yet, okay? We're not done yet because you get to vote for it. As the Speaker, Lieutenant Governor, and the Governor already said, I want you to vote for on November the 7th. Can you say that? Vote for on November 7th. Because that's how you get this tax cut. Because it's your money. We're giving it back to you. And you'll be happy to know that Uncle Paul in another job used to be a tax assessor, so I knew about a nice little thing, a trick that you all can see. When you get your bill, it's all going to be there. You're going to see the cut. It will tell you how much it is, okay? And it's going to be mailed out with the cut. So that means every home in this state gets a 41.5% reduction in 1 year. The bill the Governor Abbott is going to sign is going to cut your taxes that much. I don't think everybody knows how much, but you do. So I want you all to be telling everybody else, because we've got the greatest tax cut in the history of the world. And it was a great joy of working with the Lieutenant Governor, the Governor of the House, the Speaker, Chairman Morgan Myers, and my negotiating partner, who happens to be a fourth cousin once removed, who's Will Metcalf, okay? True story, okay? Now, since the Speaker brought this up and about Florida, but I just want to tell you, we're 667% better than Florida on this tax cut. Are you excited? Yeah! Let me see the fours. 4 for 4. Right, I'm in the 7. See, we've got a whole marketing program going here, Governor. They're fired up. Back to Chairman Myers.
Thank you, Chairman Bencourt. It's always great to go last. I will be brief. I just want to thank the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Speaker for their leadership on this issue. It was fantastic to be able to work with the Senate to deliver this product to the state of Texas. And I will tell y'all, there is one thing that this absolutely and unequivocally shows. We listen to our constituents. I guarantee whether it's in Dallas or whether it's in Lubbock or whether it's in Laredo or Houston or wherever, the number one issue is property taxes. I guarantee everyone on this stage would agree with me. When they go home, this is what we hear about. And so we stepped up, took us a little bit of overtime, took a little bit extra work, but we got it done. So thank you again, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Speaker, Chairman Bencourt, for all you all have done to get us here. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. And now to sign the bills.
Sportscaster. By the way, he's doing it one letter at a time. So
and you could have put your middle name in there for a few more minutes.
Not into the name yet.
And Lieutenant Governor Dan and I have been working on this for 20 years, but your old job was you used to call sports play-by-play.
Play-by-play.
So you've got at least another 12 letters to go.
So for the signature ones, we'll go to you guys. That's just one of 2 bills. Every notch and tittle gets a pen.
I think you really should be doing play-by-play at this point.
Yes.
Right, is this $1 billion a letter or $500 million? We'll count the number.
Count the number of pens?
It's more than any other pen is worth in history. On an average basis, by the way, multiplied.
You got a lot of
I think
pens
this is
here.
a record even for you, Governor. I've never seen this.
For record property tax cut, we've got a record number of pens used.
Give it up, come on, give it up for Abbott. Have some fun.
Do we have a lot of realtors here today?
The Montgomery County Association
Oh,
is here.
This is going to be great for selling homes, because people are going to be able to buy more home because less taxes, and keep their homes. Yeah. And the homestead's permanent, so it's good.
And the homestead is permanent too, right? Permanent markers, permanent homestead.
There you go.
And tell them when it shows up on their property tax bill.
All right, Governor Abbott has said to tell you when it shows up on your property tax bill. When you get your property tax bill, you'll see the cut. It'll be about 40-some-odd% for the average homestead. And if you don't see it, you call Uncle Paul and we'll make sure it's there, okay? Because the money's coming and we want to get it to you because it's yours, you're getting it back. All right, and help is on the way. He has just signed a record number of pens.